Greetings, beloved beings, fellow travelers on this planet, and guests from other realms. My name is Izobel Freeman, and I'm going to be doing a general reading for the collective for February 11th through the 24th, 2018. Wow, the total lunar eclipse in Leo was really profound, and the energy's been quite intense ever since. Hope you're all staying good and grounded, and focusing your energy and intentions in your heart center, because the next 2 weeks are shaping up to be just as epic. Before I get started with the reading, as I've said in previous readings, I'm doing my best to give you all a basic astrological forecast in addition to reading cards, because we often get messages regarding the overall energetic climate, and the cards themselves also have so many astrological correspondences. I want you all to have context for these, so here we go. We got a preview of this week's first aspect with last week's Venus-Jupiter and Sun-Jupiter squares. Even though today and tomorrow are relatively astrologically quiet, the dreamy and compassionate glow of Venus having just entered Pisces should lead us gently into this week. Then, on Tuesday the 13th, Mercury will also square Jupiter. Since Mercury is all about the mind and communication, and Jupiter is about expansion, we'll want to keep an eye on our thoughts, words, and messages to others during this transit. Jupiter is a friendly fellow, but he can get a bit over the top, so look out for exaggeration, overconfidence, or lack of judgment when it comes to interacting either socially or professionally, especially online. Also on Tuesday, the bright, beautiful Sun, astrological quote-unquote planet of our self-image, vitality, and public face, forms a harmonious sextile with Uranus, the planet of radical revolution. New ideas and lightning strikes of creative genius may occur, especially when it comes to how we express ourselves in the world. If we can keep that Mercury-Jupiter excess in check, Tuesday promises to be an exciting day full of insights, chance meetings, and personal discovery. On Wednesday the 14th, it's Valentine's Day, putting our focus on romantic relationships. Take some time to celebrate the relationships in your life that are working, whether they be romantic or otherwise. Also, whether you're currently in a relationship or not, it might be a good time to set some intentions about how you'd like your romantic future to look, because on Thursday the 15th, it's the solar eclipse in Aquarius, and this eclipse is heavily charged with relationship-based energy. Solar eclipses are new moons on steroids, meaning that our outwardly directed energies, represented by the sun, and our inwardly directed energies, represented by the moon, have come together in a big way to give us a huge opportunity for a fresh new start. Those intentions I mentioned will definitely come in handy now, as this powerful event is informed by quite a few key aspects. This eclipse is conjunct both Mercury and minor planet Juno, whom I talked about in our last reading. Mercury, again, is about the mind, so how we think and communicate are probably going to shift based on this eclipse's cosmic reset. Juno is the Roman goddess of marriage and the wife of expansive Jupiter. Her involvement means that chances are that this eclipse is also going to affect how we approach devotion and commitment in our relationships. Much like January 31st's total lunar eclipse, this solar eclipse has a decidedly divine feminine slant to it. Since the eclipse is forming a square with Jupiter in Scorpio, we may see a continuation of the intense world stage discussion about how men and women relate, especially when it comes to marriage and other familial issues. A supportive sextile between the eclipse and revolutionary Uranus means innovation or complete reinvention may be in the cards, so gender roles and relationships may get redefined in amazing new ways. This eclipse is incredibly potent because our identities, the sun, deep instincts and emotions, the moon, our minds, Mercury, and our devoted divine feminine tendencies, Juno, are all lined up with higher mind, Uranus, and a powerful divine masculine archetype, Jupiter. We're being asked to let go of previous ways of relating, and there's no telling what the world will look like once we release old habits and definitions. Add to all of this the fact that on the same day, Saturn the taskmaster, co-ruler of Aquarius, is sextile Venus, the planet of love, and Thursday is shaping up to be a massive game changer when it comes to how the divine feminine and the divine masculine are going to interact from here on out. Venus and Saturn teaming up means we're not going to be satisfied with relationships that can't stand the test of time. And there will need to be a reckoning when it comes to our past history of male dominance and patriarchal power structures. The masculine and the feminine must work together to build the future. No matter how we identify or present sexually, we all have divine masculine and divine feminine aspects within us. Just as January's lunar eclipse taught us, this solar eclipse is reinforcing the need to balance these opposing but potentially complementary forces so we can heal, reinvent ourselves, and move forward in harmony. On Saturday the 17th, Mercury leaves visionary Aquarius for sensitive and spiritual Pisces. When Mercury is in Pisces, our imaginations can really get a boost. Daydreams, artistic imagery, and poetic inspiration will be favored, and our intuition will also be enhanced. Spiritual or consciousness-expanding subjects may become more fascinating as our minds turn toward the divine mystery. We may also be more emotionally intelligent, and our communication can become more sensitive and nuanced. Dreams, both lucid and otherwise, may be more vivid and filled with meaning. So listen with your heart, and you might just get a crucial download from Spirit during this transit. Also on Saturday, Mars squares Neptune, so we'll need to reach for that heart-based energy, because Mars is all about personal will, aggression, and action, and Neptune, while dreamy and intuitive, can also be about misunderstandings and deception. Whatever happens in the news or in your own personal relationships on Saturday, be willing to take a deep breath and give others the benefit of the doubt before you jump to conclusions, get offended, or assume the worst. Mars can be paranoid and reactionary when he squares off with Neptune, so stay heart-centered and grounded, friends. Don't burn any bridges before you get all the facts, and don't rush into any life-altering commitments this Saturday. Wait until the Neptunian dust settles so we can all see clearly. Saturday's Mercury-Sun conjunction might make it easier to distract yourself from whatever Mars is wanting to react to, or it might just feed his fire. So make sure you know yourself well enough to police your Mercurian mind and social Sun energy. Focus your sunny mind and amped up communication skills on fun topics of conversation and friendly interactions, rather than engaging in Martian muckraking, and you'll be able to avoid serious drama, and maybe even get positive results out of some potentially challenging energy. On Sunday the 18th, the Sun follows Mercury's lead, leaving Aquarius and entering Pisces. Happy birthday, Pisceans! The Sun in your sign means we're all going to get a little more chill and learn to go with the flow. It also means that just like we did in January with a 6-planet stellium in Capricorn, we'll have another planetary powwow, this time in Pisces. The Sun, Mercury, Venus, Neptune, the Moon, and Chiron are all in this intuitive and compassionate sign, placing our focus on unconditional love, spiritual pursuits, soothing old wounds, and celebrating instead of condemning our differences. The Sun joining the party means our external personas will start reflecting what we knew inside all along. We're all in this together, and it's time to start acting that way. We get a break till Wednesday the 21st, when Venus conjuncts Neptune and Mercury sextiles Saturn. Venus, the planet of romantic love, beauty, and fortune, is considered by many astrologers to be the lower harmonic or octave of Neptune, the planet of universal love and complete dissolution of boundaries. When these two come together, there's a tremendous surge of divine unconditional love that we all have the potential to tap into. Wednesday is an amazing day to commune with Spirit, to engage in selfless acts such as charity work, or to simply spend time with those you love most. Here's hoping some of that divine love will spill out into the wider world. We could all use more compassion and understanding. Mercury's mind power teamed up with Saturn's discipline for that harmonious sextile means Wednesday's also a good day to catch up on any tasks that require sustained focus. Your thoughts and communication should be clear and effective, so combine this mental boost with that Venus-Neptune love and use it to do something good, not only for yourself, but for our entire planetary family. After these aspects, it's relatively astrologically quiet into next weekend, and this is just fine, because there's a lot of energy to process, not only from that potent solar eclipse, but also from the amazing 6-planet stellium in Pisces. I'll bet our friends in Spirit have a lot to say about this truly transformative couple of weeks. So let's get to the cards, shall we? As I do in every reading, I'm going to begin by lighting my little candle for my beautiful spirit kitty Pinky, who was in physical with me until 2015 and was and still is my greatest spiritual teacher. Okay, everybody. Wow. Great lunar eclipse energy last time, and now we're rolling into its partner, the solar eclipse. You know, I don't think I was aware before I really started reading tarot and studying astrology that eclipses actually always come in pairs. They're usually about, 2 weeks apart, incidentally. And that's a pretty cool thing to know, just astronomically, that we live in a magical world where these amazing things happen and shift our energy on quite a regular basis. It gives us kind of a sort of foundation and like a cosmic timing thing to hold on to. And it's really comforting to me in a way. This energy is super amazing. These two eclipses, the lunar eclipse, which was astounding, and this upcoming solar eclipse on the 15th, they are the two eclipses that are sort of beginning the new eclipse cycle. We came to the end of the cycle that included the Great American Solar Eclipse back in August, and now it's like we're reinventing the theme for the next, couple to 6 months. Eclipses are, again, solar eclipses are like new moons on steroids, and their energy can last just into a 6-month period and can give us really a preview of what we should be expecting to deal with. And yeah, so I'm excited for this reading. Hope you all are too. Those of you just joining us, all of these decks are pre-shuffled before I read, and I like to get sort of a bead on the overall energy of what we're going to be talking about by just flipping this beautiful angel tarot deck over and seeing what we have for the overall energy of the reading. All right, everyone, renewal. Archangel Jeremiel, review and evaluate. A favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. Yes, this absolutely 100% feels like the sort of renewal of the eclipse cycle. This card, I believe, is the Judgment card in traditional tarot. And you can see this group of humans, this family unit here in the foreground, sort of at the edge of the land, where the land meets the sea, which signals this transition point, almost like they've come to the end of some sort of karmic journey and they're about to move into the great beyond or level up in some big way. The renewal card is all about some cycle coming to a close and us being able to sort of sift through what we've learned, possibly over the months of the last eclipse cycle, go back and see whether or not life is manifesting the way that we want, and kind of give ourselves a pat on the back for getting through it, because these last few months and frankly these last few years have not been easy. The astrological aspects in the last few years have been quite challenging and very daunting, and we deserve to give ourselves some credit for going through that. We are an advanced species. Many of our religions, I want to say, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say wrongly say that we are fallen, that we are a downtrodden, lower species who is not spiritual, and that we live here in the non-spiritual world, and that we're somehow remedial in some way, or that we should be ashamed of ourselves in some way. And every fiber of my being and all my guides tell me that we are an advanced spiritual species. We really, really are. We are advanced players. We come here down into this 3D space-time reality to play the game sort of on hard mode. This is why we go through these very challenging things in our lives and in our collective, on the world stage, out there in the wider world. We're going through some really heavy stuff recently, and we should really give ourselves a break once in a while and look back on what we've done. And yes, assess what we could change, but also give ourselves credit for what we have done. This is, you can see this angel standing here in judgment right here. And maybe this could be an imposing authority figure, but it could also be the figure who's going to say, yes, well done. You have done well. You have stood up to the test and you have passed with flying colors. And here you are, you can stand on your own 2 feet, be who you are, Be proud of who you are. Be proud of who you've become up until this point. This is wonderful. And it's giving ourselves permission to change. Just like the description of the solar eclipse is saying in the beginning astrology section, something needs to shift in a really, really big way. And you can kind of feel it. Solar eclipses are these giant opportunities to kind of drop the gate on the things in our past that don't serve us anymore and just leave them. Leave them behind where they should be in the past, and not bring them forward into this new, bright, clear future with a horizon, maybe distant lands that we're traveling to. You can see, hopefully, in the background that this is a new adventure that beckons, and this is the sort of guardian or the protector figure that will be guiding these individuals into their next phase of being. And this is a wonderful place to be right now. This is a wonderful crossroads to be at. It's all about choice. And I talk about crossroads. Let me read the numerology here. We've got 20. 20 numerologically reduces to a 2, and a 2 is that number of duality, right? I talked about, when I was talking about the 2 in the past, I talk about the soul being the I concept, the concept of me, myself, and then the 2 being a reflection of that soul. You can see the male and female, divine masculine, divine feminine archetypes here being reflections of one another, but both part of the same thing. This dualistic illusion is part of the game here in 3D space-time reality is we have opposites. We have male and female. We have a spectrum of male to female, or light to dark, or good to evil, whatever you want to, whatever paradigm you want to frame it in. 2 could be a dualistic number where you've got a choice. And this card definitely feels like that, a choice. Where do we go from here? You know, we've covered all this ground and we've come to this place at the threshold of this new adventure. And do we go forward? Do we, go off in this direction? What are we facing here? And what are we going to be now is the question. And so this 2 feels like a split, a decision about where we're going. It also feels like a number of partnership. 2 can be a number of collaboration, just like I was talking about the divine feminine and divine masculine aspects that need to be balanced and not be seen as antagonistic towards one another, but who can collaborate and pull in the same direction. And then you can see divine masculine, divine feminine come together to create this progeny. You see this child standing here. And this is the promise of the future. This is a promise of a new day, of our continuation, of our story continuing forward. And this is a stand-in for whatever you want to create with the energy out of this eclipse. I know I talked about it being a lot about relationships, but it can also be about your relationship between you and you, to figure out where you are shortchanging yourself. If you are taking care of you, if you are allowing yourself to create what it is next that you want to create in your own life. This is a big decision point. Whether that's a literal child, whether that's a piece of art, whether that's an invention or a new paradigm or a new business or a new belief system that you want to teach to others. Something new that you want to do. This is your time to, frankly, take stock of your old life. Take a look at your old life and bring forward into the new future only that which you can use. Gorgeous. Archangel Jeremiel is the angel that you can call on in meditation or in prayer, whatever your paradigm is. I like to use, as you can see here on my table, I like to use all archetypes and all paradigms as long as they get the desired result. As long as they get you what you want out of your manifesting journey. Use whatever psychic software you want. Use whatever symbols you want. But if you feel inspired, you can call on Archangel Jeremiel in your meditations or in your internal spiritual journeys and ask for help with these pivot points, with these points where you've come to the end of one chapter in your life and you know that you can't go forward the way that you have been in the past and you need to evaluate things. And, it says a favorable assessment of the facts. So the judgment comes down and says, you have done well. And I know judgment gets a bad rap in our language. Judgment feels like, we're going to victimize you or we're going to deem you unworthy. And it doesn't always have to be that way. You can be judged worthy. How great is that? It's time to move in a new direction. Beautiful. Amazing energy to start this spread. I know that was long, so I apologize, but some of you needed to hear it like that, and I am here to serve. I am going to shuffle in this beautiful, sort of loose, intuitive way that I like to do for what I like to call my quick cross spread. It's a spread that I made up myself for my own use before I even got called on by the guides to do these readings. And you can see that this way of shuffling allows cards to sort of sneak out on their own like this. And this is why I like to shuffle this way, because it just gives me cards that need to go down when they need to. So this is the first card in the spread. This is the beginning of the horizontal part of the quick cross. This is where we generally have been in the recent past or into sort of the now moment, the present in our collective. Second position is going to be present into near future. These cards are usually quite related, if not sort of speaking in the same moment. Sometimes we get a choice. Sometimes we get more clarification. Sometimes we get a progression. So let's see what it is this time. This card wants to float off the bottom, so I'm just going to let it. Now we'll be building the vertical of the quick cross, which is comprised of the mind or higher mind of the collective, the heart, and the body or subconscious wisdom. Let's see if I can sneak these over here so we can get this more in the center. Okay. As I shuffle, I'm just reaching out to all my benevolent guides, whatever archetypes that I like to work with, whatever angels, whatever non-physical beings that we wouldn't even recognize, I like to say, in this 3D space-time reality. Dear ones who have passed on, animal spirits, familiars, anyone who's on the side of good and light and who is benevolent and interested in our journey on planet Earth as human beings. Oh, this one wants to come off now. This is the heart card, so we've got mind, higher mind, and here's the heart. And now let's see if we can get a body subconscious wisdom card. Ooh. Lots of cards want to just kind of come off the top and on the bottom. That's very interesting. Sometimes the cards have a mind, well, they always do, have a mind of their own. And I just have to let them do their due. The next position is for what can help us on our journey. I sometimes call this the aid card. Whether that be spiritual, mental, emotional, or physical aid. Dude, it did it again. Okay, well, dudes, dudettes, and everyone in between. There's our help card, and it looks like, which one do you want, guys? Gotta give me more help than that. Can't give me 5 cards, I'll be here all night. The last card is what some people like to call the outcome position. I like to call it, ooh, this one wants to come out. The general probable direction. I know that's long and not very sexy, but the most probable direction where the collective is going. I never like to say anyone can predict the future because you are creating your future from moment to moment as a divine conscious creator, and the future largely is always up to you. So you have free will in all of this, but there's a general weather pattern that could be developing, and it's nice to know. It's nice to know what the weather might be doing. Gives you a chance to put on a raincoat, Okay, present into, recent past into present. 8 of Earth. Skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic. Going back to school. Well, here we are. This 8 numerologically is kind of an inside joke, and it points to our divine nature. It points to our eternal nature, because when you turn an 8 on its side, you get that wonderful infinity symbol here. And it just goes to show that some of us have really taken to heart a lot of the emotional and spiritual and intuitive messages that we got in this lunar eclipse cycle last reading, where the moon came back twice and told us to really study everyone's motives, look at what's going on behind the scenes. And remember that page of Earth that was talking about possibly starting a new endeavor that was a little more challenging? It seems like some of us have taken this to heart and started finding what really drives us, finding our passion. It's going to be the key to everything, especially in the upcoming years. You may not have noticed it, but if you reach out with your feelings, if you really intuitively get quiet in your heart and reach out, you can feel the energy is speeding up. You can feel how weird time is recently. You can feel how dense the manifestation power is recently. Things happen fast. Things happen fast. It's not even like a week since a scandal gets announced in the news and suddenly, somebody who was a huge position of power is suddenly gone. They're completely just wiped off the social and public map. And these changes are happening fast. So I can really feel that some of you have really taken the bull by the horns. And it's funny because this is an Earth card. So it points to me, Earth signs, all these planets having been in Capricorn for a little while now. And Saturn still being in Capricorn, Saturn being the great schoolmaster who teaches us sort of hard life lessons. And, Saturn gets a bad rap in astrology because we're all scared of him. He's the big scary schoolmaster that everyone's scared of. He's the mean professor, right? But here we are, we have this beautiful angel here sitting in this grove, gorgeous grove, studying his books, completely engrossed in them. And you can see, hopefully you can, that he's been so obsessed with this subject that he's learning, that these vines have grown up on his wings. And he's been sitting there for so long, the vines have grown up over him, that he's been so engrossed. This is where you want to be right now. Dear ones, you really want to be focused on whatever it is that's passionate. Go back to school, get all the resources that you need to move forward in your next new endeavor, because it's coming. That renewal card is a big deal. We're going to be stepping in a new direction, and here we're bringing in all the resources that we need. This is also an Earth card, so it's really speaking to me about getting back to the planet. Mother Earth has been in here in the last few readings really with a strong voice, telling us that we need to talk about sustainability. Those of us who have been not paying attention to our bodies, not paying attention to the unsustainability of whatever it is that we've been doing, this solar eclipse is going to be a giant wake-up call for all of you who have been doing things that you don't like and just putting up with it, because after this eclipse happens, that energy is going to become so untenable to you. And so you might as well get a head start doing this now. Even if you can't get out of your current position now, say you've got a job you don't like, or say you're in a relationship that doesn't serve you, and you're not quite in a position where you can move or get away from that relationship or get out of that job yet. Start making plans now. Just like the Page of Earth was talking about, there's an opportunity coming to do something new, to reinvent yourself the way this renewal card has said. And it's time. We're going back to school for what we really want to do. This is good. There's going to be more of this. All right. Present into near future-ish. 10 of Earth. Yay! More Earth, and very satisfying Earth. A very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. This is the card that one of them that I always hold up as being sort of the reason for everything. Don't we all want this? We want to feel family. Whether or not that's your blood family, it doesn't really matter. You can build your own community. You can build your own brother, sister, theyhood if you want to. All of us really want, in the end, to feel like we're not alone, that we're not like the lone crazy person who believes the way that we do and who sees things the way we do. We want to have some sort of community. And I know that term gets tossed around a lot. Oh, my community, or oh, my tribe. But what does that really mean? It means people that you can sit in a room with and be quiet and not feel awkward, or not feel judged, or not feel like there's something you need to do, that there's a lot of conditional love hanging around in that situation. And that could be just one other person, honestly. It doesn't have to be a herd of people. It could be just one. But here we are shown this happy family of Earth angels here in this beautiful, just idyllic setting. Finding magic in the little things in life. What was the message of the last couple of readings is you've got to find joy. You've got to figure out how to summon up joy, even in the face of all the oil slick of crap that's going on out in the public world. Or maybe there are things in your own life that have been quite challenging and that have made you had your own Saturn in Capricorn moment where Saturn's come down in your life and you're learning a lot of big person lessons now, and now you're having to sort of adult in ways that maybe you haven't before, and it's no fun, and I get that. But this is the big why. This is the big why, and this is, it's talking about family. The solar eclipse also is all about family relationships. It's about men and women and or divine masculine, divine feminine, even if you don't identify as male or female. But that whole beautiful shift of 9 non-binary sexual identities or other types of sexual identities, all sorts of types of families, different family structures coming into being. The solar eclipse is all about this. And this is what we're going for. No matter what that family structure looks like, no matter how you identify or how you want to present yourself in the world, this is what we're going for. This unconditional love. This being able to love and be loved. I should say the 10, though, also is reducing to a 1. So in the end, it's all about, it's like 9 is the end of a cycle in numerology. 10 is like the really end of a cycle, the complete reinvention, just like that renewal card was talking about. And the 1 is not only you looking out for number 1, but the 1 is you being one with all of the people that you love the most. Or the plants or the animals that you love the most. You can have a planetary family too. That's just as valid. Earth keeps speaking up, going, don't be so, human-centric. It doesn't have to be all about human beings. It could be about the flowers or the trees, the insects, the birds and the animals, fish, whatever you want to relate to. It could even be non-physical. So this is beautiful. This is a progression from that message of the Page of Earth that we were getting in Higher Mind last time. And it looks like some of us are going to be getting ours, especially if we take this eclipse energy and really run with it. Beautiful. Okay, new beginnings, paying off. Good stuff. Let's see what Mind or Higher Mind has to say. Oh my goodness, guys and girls, and non-guys and non-girls. There's a lot of, I'm speaking, just the way that my language is coming out right now. It's a huge channel of talking about reevaluating gender roles and gender identities and family identities. So here we have this 5 of Fire, which was down in this sort of gut level, root level, instinctual fear place last time, and now has migrated up to the mind. So the mind's confused, and you can tell that that's the way it is in the world right now. And maybe that's the way it is in your private life right now, that you have something maybe that you want to do. And maybe you want to reinvent yourself in some way. Maybe you're going in these new directions of redefining how you relate to others and who you want to be and how you relate to yourself, how you define yourself and what's next. And this is the card that I always like to point at of like everybody around you not understanding. They just don't get it. And you're standing here in the middle, and all these people are having competing voices. The peanut gallery all has opinions. And this 5 is a very human number. I always call it the human number because we have 5 fingers and 5 toes, and we have 5 major appendages. We have 2 legs, 2 arms, and a head. So we're very 5-oriented as human beings. And 5, numerologically, it's right in the middle between a 1 and a 10. It's neither the beginning of a 1 or the complete reinvention of a 10 or even the end of a cycle of a 9, which would be sort of satisfying because it's the final chapter. 5 is sort of being stuck in the middle and not being either here nor there, being at an impasse. And this really does feel like the way that the energy has been recently, because there's a lot of people trying to put forth their opinions and their viewpoints and their needs, and people not being able to agree. And whether that's happening in your own life, which I feel for you, I get it. It's happening in my life too, so you're not alone. Competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. This is what we're all trying to tease out here. We're all trying to untangle this rat's nest of competing opinions and competing values. And it seems sometimes like there's no way for any of these people to be happy and to find a win-win situation. The funny thing about this card, I always like to point out, is you've got this wand in the middle and these other wands are sort of blocking it. And yet, if this wand would just move forward, you can see that these other wands are not stopping it from actually just moving forward. If it moved forward, these other ones behind it would just fall down. And this is kind of the secret in life. And if you're sitting at home saying, hey, well, that's all well and good, you tell me to walk away, but I can't get out of my situation, just like I was talking about here. I can't get out of this situation. Or these are my family. Like I was born and I didn't choose my family, but they're my family and I have to relate to them. And valid, totally valid. Or maybe you're enmeshed in public issues or debates with others at work or on a more public level, and you can't disentangle yourself from that situation because it's already rolling forward and already in motion. What I mean by just walking away and walking forward is take yourself emotionally and energetically out of that situation. You can detach needing these people to agree with you. You can detach from that. Fire is your alchemical, beautiful, pure creator energy. And if you take that focus, take your focus, take that creator's energy and move forward, even in your mind, just spend a few minutes every day just imagining yourself when you're not going to be here anymore. When this is not going to be an issue for you. Imagine the perfect life that you can envision. Just like I said, for maybe the day before the eclipse on Valentine's Day, if you have a moment, if you're going out with your loved one, definitely, or loved ones, definitely just enjoy that day for the purity of the bliss of it and do what you need to, because that's beautiful. But if you have a moment, if you have a few minutes, envision yourself, your life, how it's going to be when it does work. Take yourself and project yourself into the future energetically. You can do this. That's your power as a conscious creator. And you just watch if this situation, over time, it will take time, over time, does not evolve or present you with some opportunity for you to actually physically, emotionally, mentally get out of this seeming impasse. This is what conscious creation is all about. And this is the message from the guides for the mind. I know the mind is in turmoil right now. A lot of us can't see a way out of what we're in right now. And that is, again, it's the inside joke of this card. It feels like we're stuck in the middle. It feels like there's no way out, but there is a way out. And it's for you to project yourself into the future. Use your source, God, goddess given power as a conscious creator to create your future energetically first with alchemical fire inside your own imagination, inside your own heart. But you watch as the physical world over time. If you can keep the faith has been a big message for the last couple of readings. If you can keep that faith, watch it and see if it doesn't transform into something more like you want. Beautiful. Okay, let's see what the heart has to say. Six of Water. Memories from your history or childhood. Issues regarding children. Romanticizing the past. Yeah, well, a lot of this stuff and this turmoil is, frankly, about family and childhood. This feels like that 6-planet stellium in Pisces. You see the group of 6 having this giant powwow in this beautiful, completely dissolving of boundaries ocean of spirit, which is the sign of Pisces. Pisces can be that womb-like energy where you go back to the source, you go back to where you came from. And Chiron being in Pisces, I didn't talk too much about Chiron in the astrology section just because, it was getting long anyway, but I knew I could also talk about it here. Chiron is that, if you're just joining us, I've explained this before, but Chiron is kind of a big ball of ice. It's a minor planet that orbits the sun between the orbits of Saturn and Uranus. And many astrologers call it the bridge between Saturn and Uranus. Saturn being the planet of the real and the rules that we must live with every day and the people we must please, our obligations, authority figures, the structures of life. Structure, strict, stable. These ST words are very Saturnine words. It really filters down in our language whenever you talk about it. Stress, stuff. These are all Saturn feeling words, right? But at the same time, you think about stability. Saturn can be both comforting and oppressive. And so you've got this Saturn energy teaching you stuff in 3D space-time. But you also have this Neptunian or Uranian. Like I was talking about Chiron being the bridge between Saturn and Uranus. Uranian energy, which we've got a Uranus sextile to this solar eclipse in Aquarius. Uranus and Saturn, ooh, this is good. The twin planets that rule Aquarius. So this is definitely talking about the gateway of the solar eclipse. Saturn and Uranus co-rule Aquarius. And so we've got this opportunity to reconcile the revolutionary, electric, non-physical, higher mind genius of Uranus and the reality of Saturn. So to bring that beautiful lightning strike of inspiration to Earth. And we're going to figure out how to do that by processing all the stuff with this 6 of water, these 6 planets that go into Pisces next, and dealing with Chiron. Chiron is the healer. He can bridge the reality that we have now with the reality that we're dreaming of, Saturn and Uranus. And so to make these things real, we've got to go down into the depths and heal whatever it is that is our deepest pain, because we can't move forward until we process that. That is the message of Chiron. Chiron is a healer. His story is based on Chiron being this genius healer. He's a centaur, and he can heal everyone's wounds except his own. And that just makes him sort of this tragic, but sort of loving, sort of very Piscean figure. He's also, just like these merfolk, a creature that's sort of stuck between two worlds, the spiritual of the ocean and the human world. Or in Chiron's case, it's the earth-based nature spirits, his animal part, and the human part. So also a bridge character between two different realities. When you see these melded characters, part human and part animal, you're dealing with creatures, mythologically, who can navigate between spirit, or the earth spirits, in the case of Chiron, between the realm of the other world and the human world, the human, everyday, quotidian reality of Saturn. So, memories from your history or childhood, definitely Chiron material. Chiron helps us process our deepest pain, and usually our deepest pain comes from somewhere in our childhood. We picked up things from adults around us that made us feel unworthy, or like we were bad, or that we didn't deserve things. And this is why these are issues regarding children. Children could be your own kids if you have kids. Children could be kids in the world in general, the next generation, whom we have a great responsibility to leave an earth that they can be happy in. Like, it's really on us, folks, to leave this planet better than we found it. I hope we can make that happen. I believe we can. I really, really do. But it's going to take all of us pulling together, just like I was talking about. We've all got to stop fighting and move in the same direction. Romanticizing the past can mean that you're kind of... The stuff in the world right now is really hard. And it can be really tempting to just crawl in a hole and curl in a ball and not engage and not move forward. And that Chiron stuff is going to be brought up by the 6th planet stellium in Pisces. We've got to let go of the pain before we can find the joy. And that means we've got to go on some sort of deep sea adventures within our own psyche and either dredge up what is worrying us about the future and what is worrying us about the past. You see, children could mean either the future or the past being our own childhood, and children now, the next generation, being the future. So both of these things, you can notice, are not living in the now. And this is funny to have the guides put this Six of Water right here in the heart, because the heart processor is where you can be in the present. And all of your manifesting power is in the present moment. You have the power to change your trajectory in life only in the present moment, not by hanging out in the past or by worrying about the future. Action must happen in the now. 6 also numerologically points to this being a very love-based energy, and this definitely feels like that Venus conjunct Neptune on the 21st. So that day is going to be a really great day to go in and process whatever it is that might be holding you back from this next new beautiful endeavor that you're going to embark on. And maybe it can give you some solace and some solutions to this impasse that you've got going on, or these competing ideas, or maybe the mind is racing. Remember what I talked about all the Mercury stuff that's going on, and the Jupiter squares, where like we're just going to be, there's going to be too much, or we're going to talk too much, or we're going to say the wrong things, or we're going to miscommunicate something, and it might complicate matters. The brain, the monkey mind, the frontal lobe is not going to solve this problem. The heart is, and that's what the guides are saying. Get into your heart, get love-based. 6 is always a very also maternal energy. So that, again, that Venus-Neptune conjunction day is a huge, huge day to get in the heart, feel that love, and then do whatever action. It doesn't mean just stay here and float away forever. Do whatever action that feels inspiring once you've sat here long enough to process your stuff. This is a big deal. Awesome. Yeah, again, childhood stuff could have a lot to do with parents. I feel like many of you may be letting go of your birth family karma right now, and there's really no better time to do it. I mean, what with that lunar eclipse where we had the Mother Ceres and the moon on one side, and then Venus and Juno on the other side, all about old mom and dad energy, all about family structures, all about family rules, all about identity, your identity within the family and how much pain that gave you or didn't give you. Look at this, a happy family life. They're just pointing to that. We are all, a lot of us, processing this old stuff. And this being a water card, a love card, right in the heart, with that Venus conjunct Neptune day coming up and that stellium of 6 in Pisces is just very, very profound. And yeah, use your intuition on this particular card, because this is the linchpin right now so far. So this is really dense. Let's take a look at what the body subconscious wisdom has to say. All right, lots of Earth showing up in this reading. It means things are starting to get real. Remember at the last couple of cards, or the Earth cards that we've been showing up, especially that 6 of Earth, where you're starting to get yours. Things are starting to come through in a real earthly, physical way. And this is what happens when you really start to get in the heart center and you get out of the monkey mind and you really visualize, or use higher mind to visualize what you want. And this is what we're here, a large part of what we're here to do is precipitate physical reality and manifest on purpose to change reality around us. And know that we can do that. Know that that's part of our power and our purpose. Beautiful. Knight of Earth, it's our first court card on the board. So Knight, he's, of course, the hero figure. He could be a person coming into your life. Court cards often signify actual people who may be in your life, coming to help you learn the aspects of their particular element or sign. So loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. Absolutely. Jeremiel showed up at the beginning of the reading, so we've got at least one guardian angel watching over us for this particular spread and its time period. So, Knight of Earth could be an earth sign, of course, like a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, coming into your life to help you with these very earth-based, stable, very trustworthy aspects, helping you really follow through on this new direction that you want to take so that you can get the rewards that you really want. Absolutely. I love this being in the root position because it really sweeps away some of the anxieties that were there in the last reading. I know we've got this monkey mind racing still about these competing goals and people who don't see things your way, and I get that, and it's okay. But it's kind of, I kind of would rather see this here than down here because at least you're aware of it. At least now we're aware of this. I'm aware of it too. I've got this going on somewhat in my own life too. I'm not immune from any of this. But we're aware of this, and when we're aware of it, we can work on it. Sometimes if it's down here in the root level, it's just this like low-level anxiety, and we just don't know where it's coming from, and we need a lot of therapy and talking things out and journaling and, I don't know, hypnosis, whatever works to bring this out into the light so we can look at it and transform it. Knight of Earth is great. He's a great archetype to have on your side. I love the fact that it's Earth down here. Very rooted, very grounded. This could mean also, if it's not an actual person coming into your life, it's these types of aspects coming out of you now, coming to the fore like they have not before, really being featured in your personality. Maybe you've just had it. Maybe you've just had it with all of this. And now you're really going to get real and you're going to plan and be very deliberate about what you're doing. You're going to focus. You're going to remember why you're doing all of this. You're going to address your emotional stuff and you're going to get out of the monkey mind and into the heart processor that can lead you to this. If these are aspects of you, I highly encourage you to get outside if you can. I know some places on Earth right now are really cold and it's really difficult to get outside. But if you can get outside in your area just for a few minutes and touch the planet. If it's warm enough, take your shoes off, put your feet on the ground, touch Mother Earth, and feel her love, feel her support, feel her always being there for you. This is beautiful energy. The Knight of Earth is also sort of this guarantee, like slow and steady wins the race. The Knight of Earth is not a fast-moving character. He is totally dependable, but he does not move things fast. And this, again, feels like a Saturn and Capricorn energy. Saturn does not give you a payoff until you've done the work. And that is, Saturn's just, that's Saturn's karmic energy. But it also does mean that there will be a payoff, that a payoff is on its way. And your body and the earth under our feet knows this. But if we can stay focused and be dedicated, and if you can do, we, you, me, everyone, if we can do the work to clear out this pain that's holding us back and also transform this monkey mind. I may clarify this card just because I want to get a little more information, but if we can transform this energy, our payoff is guaranteed. Our reality will shift. It must. That's what happens when you're a conscious creator and you focus for long enough. Saturn being the Lord of Time and being an Earth sign is very educational. It takes time to manifest in this reality. This is one of the ground rules of playing the game here. Time is one of the parameters that we're working with. So things don't happen in general instantaneously. You can work up to it. You can work up to where it takes shorter and shorter and shorter amounts of time before something gets real. Yeah, absolutely. You can shorten the gap between when you have an idea and when it manifests in physical reality. But overall, we are working in a time-space-based playing field. So time is part of our everyday experience. And just Knight of Earth, just letting you know, your stuff is coming. It's on its way, but it's kind of on the slow boat. And in the meantime, you kind of have to keep the faith and just take care of your stuff. Take care of you. Show yourself the most love that you ever have, especially for Venus conjunct Neptune. And frankly, every day. Start doing this every day. Show yourself the type of love that you would any child that you love. That's a neat energy coming off of this card. Think of yourself as, 3-year-old, 4-year-old you, 6-year-old you. And imagine how you would have treated that kid. And start treating yourself that way more. Even if you start small, little things that make yourself happy. That joy, that bliss, that passion will translate. And that's what they're telling us here in the root level. So be at peace. It's coming. We just don't know when, because he don't move fast. He's a slow mover, very deliberate. Okay, what can help us on our journey while we're waiting for our stuff to get here? Oh, she's back again. Beautiful warrior goddess. I love this card. She's one of my favorites in the deck. 9 of Fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. You're doing the right things by following your passion. The reasons are worth it. Yes, there's stuff going on, and especially out there in the public, and especially on the surface, and especially if you're in a situation with people who just don't get you and have competing goals. Yes, all of this is happening, but don't give up. Believe in yourself. Isn't that what they're saying? Believe in yourself long enough for your stuff to get here. Love yourself long enough to watch the change blossom in front of your eyes. You will be amazed. And once that happens, once you see it real, once you have held on to your love, your bliss, your belief in yourself for long enough to overcome this crazy, you will never be afraid of this in the same way that you used to be. You will be more like her. You will have heroed up. This is the help card. Look at this beautiful 9 here, as opposed to the feeling in the middle and stuck like a 5. 9 of Fire. It's the end of a cycle, just like renewal card, just like this solar eclipse is happening. Oh, lovely. Solar eclipse. The end of a cycle using the fire of the sun to cut off the stuff from the past that didn't work and to build a new future that is bright and passionate and courageous. Gorgeous. I love that this is a divine feminine figure, and I love that she's a divine feminine figure of color. The world is changing. The world is changing, and it needs to be more like this. Courage. Courage, friends. Okay. Let's see. I'm just pausing on that for a second because I love this so much. I love this progression. And I love this assurance here. This gentle letting us know that we're not... Knight of Earth always also telling us that we've got a guardian angel lets us know that we're not alone in this. We've got friends in high places. Not only people, real people who may come into our lives to help us, but non-physical friends. All of those guides that I've been talking about, we have them. All of us do. Even if you haven't ever reached out to them in the past, they're always waiting. And, newsflash, they will never intervene unless you really want them to, unless you ask them to. If you want to do this all on your own, if you want to be the rugged individual and do this all on your own, they will not force themselves into your life. Something in you, whether that's your higher mind or your heart, has to ask them. And it's always wonderful if we can ask them consciously, because then we can say, I made that decision. I asked for help, and this is the result that I got. And we can observe that it works. Great. So you're not alone. Reach out if you need to, whether that's to earthly friends that you have around you or to non-physical guides. Okay. Outcome card, general direction. Page of Earth. Oh, she's back. Back from mind. Position. Scholarly, dependable, patient, successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging. A new area of study. Yep. That means that those of you who have not gotten on board with this yet, you still can. You've got this opening here to do something new. There's an opportunity coming. And here's yet another Earth court card, the Page of Earth and the Knight of Earth. We've got these Earth signs coming in. And you have this kind of very earthy, knightly, well, he's a knight, so of course he's knightly, but very sort of tactile, physical character. You can tell he doesn't talk much, but he like does things. He's the person who can lift that heavy thing for you. And then you have the Page of Earth, who is, she always reminds me, this fairy angel, I guess, always reminds me of the Hermione Granger from Harry Potter, where like she is the scholar who just knows all the right answers, and she's not going to let you off easy if you don't study or work as hard as she does. So she's going to tell you what's not working in your life, and she's going to say, hey, you could optimize things in a certain way, and you probably have friends who are like this. Hey, why are you doing it that way? It's more practical if you go this way. And maybe now is the time in your life where you need to start listening to your practical friends. The stoic ones who just don't talk much and get things done, and the ones who just... This is like the Virgo in your life, right? The Virgo who knows how everything should be done in its proper way and appreciates protocol that works. Not protocol for no reason, but protocol that works. So good. Wonderful. So yeah. This is great. This is very inspiring. Let me see if I can get one clarification card for the Five of Fire, and then we should be done with this particular spread. Look at all this earth, and look at all this fire, and this beautiful spot of water that holds the key to everything. The deep, dark ocean of the psyche, the self, the heart, spirit. You can just dive into that. It's the primordial waters, and you could be recreated and ready for this new direction that you're about to embark on. Oh, one snuck out already. Good. What do you have to say about the Five of Fire? Anything more? Three of Fire back from last time. Look at this. We have this sort of, I don't know, freaked out, trepidatious fire card, and then you have this wonderful, it's going to be okay fire card. 3, remember I was talking about the divine couple who come together to cross-pollinate in some way and create something new, which is a third thing, the future. Here you have this protagonist here who has come together with her dragon friend. Remember I said it doesn't even have to, Mother Earth talking about how it doesn't even have to be human? You come together with one other consciousness, one other spirit who understands you, and together you can go on a journey and create something new out of the future. It doesn't show us yet what their new creation is going to be. Maybe they're going to this mountain to accomplish something. Maybe they're going to defeat the enemy. Maybe they're going to emerge from this ordeal of their journey and have wisdom to bring back to the community. And that will be their creation. But here at the bottom, they say abundance, things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. Look at this, Page of Earth, good news about financial matters. 3 of Fire, abundance, and make long-term plans. Have patience at this time. Look, this is a long-term Saturnine game. The Knight of Earth does not move fast. Your stuff is not coming fast, but it is coming, and there needs to be a hero journey. Apparently, you need to protect that which you've created and not give up. You need to have patience at this time, especially with you. And especially with anyone else whom you love right now who is going through some stuff, right? And so you have this beautiful journey, this hero's journey card, letting you know that there's the 1, the 2 has arrived, and the 3 will come. 3 is this wonderful number of divine creation. It really is the number of opposites coming together to create something beautiful and new out of their melding or out of their ideas or out of their reflection of opposites. Something new comes. And this is wonderful. This card is very interesting as a reaction or an alternative to this card. Here we have competing goals, bothersome details, and conflict with others. Here we have 2, you couldn't be any more different characters coming together to do something to accomplish a common goal. If these wands were not fighting each other, how much could they accomplish in the world? How powerful would they be? What neat things and cool futures could they create together? if we just stopped being at odds with each other and with ourselves. This 5 of Fire could be yourself, ourselves, myself, whoever this applies to. It could be you, and it could be all of your competing feelings or your pain that's being brought up during this time, or the obligations that you think you need to satisfy for other people, or belief systems that got installed in you that you don't really subscribe to anymore, but you're afraid to let go because, I don't know, they're serving you in some way. You got to find out how this drama has been serving you so that you haven't walked away yet. And once you do walk away, you'll be on the path of this hero journey. Look, you can see here, it's almost like this protagonist is like a young girl here in the page, and you have this kind of young looking dragon. And it's almost like you're going to grow up. Once you step on the path and get away from the squabbling people in the village, this is like before the heroes left the village and everybody's telling them, oh, you shouldn't go out there into the outside world because, oh, it's dangerous, right? One person says, oh, it's dangerous. Oh, yeah, that could kill you. Or you're crazy for wanting that. Or, that's wrong. That's sinful for wanting that. You have all these competing things telling you not to step out on this new journey that you want to go on. But if you do, suddenly at least one kindred spirit appears to help you go on the journey. And then by the time that you're done with your journey, you are a full-fledged hero and you've both grown up. And now you're not afraid. Not anymore. Not after facing and overcoming whatever this volcano is in your hero journey, but it's time to get going. Whatever it is, the one thing we don't get more of is time. Saturn says that. Saturn and Capricorn and all these earth cards. Tough love, but if you're wasting time, and you know who you are, if you're wasting time on this, get out the door. Get on your journey. It's time. So I'm going to put this up here as a decision for us to take a look at here between monkey mind, who says, oh, it's not possible, and higher mind that says, you're the hero. It's time. It's time for your adventure. We've all got something that we've been meaning to do, wishing that we could do, dreaming about doing, that we've been putting off for whatever reason. And maybe it's time to finally transform that reason, forgive ourselves, and move forward. And so much is coming. And these earth cards say it's also like real stuff. It's real stuff. It's money. It's money. It's a happy family life. It's all those little things that you really want to enjoy. It's spirituality. It's psychic abilities down here in the waters with Neptune and Venus and all those planets in Pisces. That's some serious psychic power, firepower here with this 6-planet stellium that's coming. So yeah, also, all the planets are direct right now. So nothing's in retrograde. And they're not going to be not any one of them is going to turn retrograde until early March, I think, when I think Jupiter's going to be the first one to go retrograde. So all the planets are direct right now. All the energy is pushing forward. And now is the time, friends, to do the thing you want. And it's going to turn out in a real earthly, touch it, taste it, smell it, spend it way. Guides want you to know the time is now. Pinky says the time is meow. Okay, wonderful, very empowering. I hope all of you individually also could see this, because again, it's coming out very forceful and the energy is there, but huge. There's a lot more going on about this solar eclipse, also with the north and south nodes and our destiny and all that stuff. If you're into astrology, you should really study the chart of this eclipse and look up online. There's a lot of interesting information about it, but it's very portentous. It really, really is. There's a lot going on to transform gender roles and women versus men and how they relate with the current power structures, and the restrictions on how we see the family and how we define ourselves. And also there's interspersed in here this very giant message about get out there now and do what you want. Do what you really dream about. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you feel empowered. Yeah, time is meow. All right, I'm going to do some shortcuts, and wow, I am not even sure which deck to use because there's just so much power coming through. It sounds like they're talking about getting yours with the financial stuff, and they're also talking about love and family and possibly relating. The eclipse is a lot about that. It's about both. So let me do the money angle first. I'm going to use this Abundance Angels deck, and I actually haven't used it in a while. It's a relatively new deck, and I do like it, and I haven't just been called on to use it recently because we haven't really talked about money. But let's talk about money. This is my shortcut process. Those of you who have not seen this before, it's just kind of a quick and dirty 3-card spread. And the first step in the shortcut process is I just flip the deck. Okay, everyone, deservingness. You are a beloved child of God. And I like to say God, Goddess, Source, whoever you want to define, however you want to define it. You are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose, right? Whatever this is, this passion thing that's moving you forward, you deserve to focus on that, and you deserve to receive the support from the universe that will allow you to do that. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God, Goddess, Source, and the angels, your guides, your non-physical friends, can see how amazing you truly are. If you have been stuck in Chiron pain of not feeling like you're deserving for one reason or another, whatever that reason is, it's not good enough. It's not good enough for you to continue to hold yourself back and to be mired down in this. You are deserving. You are I wish I could express this better. The words are not enough. You are an infinite, totally valid, worthy being. You are part of Source, God, Goddess. You are an aspect, you're a manifestation of divine love. You are made of love, and you deserve to have yours. You deserve to get what you want. You deserve to move through life without pain and without feeling like there's something inherently wrong with you that does not allow you to hero up and to get the things that are coming to you that you deserve. Deservingness. This is a giant and wonderful thing to work on for Neptune conjunct Venus and also for this eclipse. Set those intentions. That Valentine's Day being the day before is great. You don't even have to be in a relationship to practice loving yourself. You've got to practice loving yourself. Frankly, we all need to love ourselves first before we're able to reflect correctly with someone else anyway. You can't manifest something that you don't believe. If you don't believe you're lovable, those of you who have not yet found your partner or partners that you're looking for, do you believe you're lovable? Do you believe that about yourself yet? Because if you don't, it's like you've got an invisible shield just holding that away from yourself, just so you can be right about not deserving it. That's how powerful you are. And this is what this card means, is that you are deserving. The universe bows down in front of you and says, okay, you will get whatever you believe. And yes, absolutely, we all get curveballs. We've all got Chiron pain that we came in and experienced as a child. We've all got people around us who don't understand. This is a time-space reality of challenge. Again, this is hard mode, and we are advanced beings here to play on hard mode. And so there are challenges, absolutely. But your power of manifestation depends on your belief that you deserve what you want. It really does. So let that be your starting point here in the heart center. Love yourself. See yourself as worthy. Recognize your lovable qualities. Think you deserve it. Whatever it is, and whatever reason that pops up and says, I don't deserve because of blah, blah, blah. Do something, anything, go to therapy, write it down and set it on fire, release it to the universe somehow. You've got to counteract those things that are keeping what you want from coming into your life. Or else, unfortunately, sometimes we can get stuck here. Now, again, caveat, this is not to say that if you're going through some real karmic stuff right now, that it's not, that like it's your fault. I'm not sitting here trying to blame victims or anything, but what I am saying is that you have the power, no matter where you are now, to get to where you want to be. Might take some time, might be Night of Earth style, might be slow, but you have that power. And you should know that you deserve it, no matter where you are right now, no matter what you're going through. You are loved. You're made of love. And you're going to get yours. So good. Okay, next step in my shortcut process is just to cut. Look at this, hammering on the same note here. It is safe for you to receive. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit for good coming to you and through you as it blesses the world. This is what I love. I love this about abundance. Some people say, again, I'm going out on limbs here and just kind of throwing down the gauntlet and saying, some people say wrongly that we don't deserve to be abundant. That money is bad and you don't deserve to have wealth and abundance. Well, guess what? The most wealthy people in the world, and the people that sometimes people look at from the outside and go, oh, well, they don't deserve it, or they didn't do anything to earn that, or maybe they were born into a rich family or whatever. But by and large, many of the wealthiest people in the world also do the greatest good. They build charity foundations. They go out there and they try to change the world in great ways. They try to invent world-changing technologies that are going to shift the paradigm for all of us. There are some pretty darn awesome rich people out there. And you could be that. You could be the person for whom you have so much abundance that it overflows and it goes out into the world and you can do amazing things. What foundations would you start? What new schools? What grants would you give to people for science or medicine or education or the arts or anything? How would you distribute? If somebody gave you several $1 million tomorrow, what would you do? There's some part of you that would want to change the world for good. I know there is. And you deserve to be that. So allow yourself to see yourself as a wealthy person and still be good. And to deserve that. And for it to be right for the abundance to flow through you into the world and do wonderful things. Gorgeous. I love this. This is great. Let's do another cut. Which card do you want, guys? This one. Again, I see guys, but I mean girls and everything in between. Everyone in between. All right, detox your friendships. Your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. These crazy makers who don't get you, who don't believe that you deserve things, or who don't believe that you can accomplish what you want. Yeah. Your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your associations and relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive. Absolutely. You know how I was talking about how the solar eclipse is largely about relating to others? Now, there's a lot of heavy romantic, like divine masculine, divine feminine energy, and also family energy in that mix. Also, it's your relationships of all types. Business relationships, friend relationships, acquaintance relationships, relationships with mentors and institutions. One of the ways that you're going to redefine yourself as a deserving being for whom it is safe to receive abundance and to change the trajectory of your life and to get on this hero journey is to let go of the relationships that don't serve you. This is that walking away. And it might be hard. Like, it might be really hard, especially if you've got close friends that you've been with for a while or family members who just don't get it. It doesn't mean you have to cut them completely out of your life. It just means you can't talk to them every day while you're working on this stuff. You have to go inside and get away and work on your stuff until you start to see payoff, because only then will you have faith that this stuff works. Give yourself a vacation from toxic people. Just mute them on whatever social media, unfollow them. Make sure you don't see them all the time or hear from them all the time, as much as you possibly can. Because what you surround yourself with, it's like it seeps into you. You hear it all the time, and you start to believe it's true because of repetition. And it really affects your self-esteem and your ability to feel deserving. So this is huge. Detox your friendships, get rid of the negative people, get rid of the ones who make you feel less than, get rid of people who make you feel like you're unworthy in any way. Doesn't mean you have to be mean to them. It just means you have to just kind of slowly detach yourself from them in whatever way you can, as much as you can. Believe it is safe for you to receive. You are deserving because you are a divine being and you're here to create. And one of the things that we are here to create is earthly, real abundance. Beautiful. And these earth cards also, I'm getting a hit from the earth and from earth element in general. This could also be abundance of health. If any of you right now are struggling with health issues then that might be your Chiron pain that you're struggling with, and you're entering a new field of study to go on that earthy journey, touch the planet, get healing. Yeah, earth cards can also signify physical healing. So if you're dealing with some sort of pernicious health issue right now, heart-based energy, going within, listening to your guides, getting that Uranian aha moment inspiration, you may be able to find a way to literally detox yourself, to feel more deserving, to feel better, and to start to see this stuff work for you. And then it will pay off in some sort of real, earthly, bodily way. And some of you might be dealing with both. Maybe your health issues are causing financial concerns, but it's all of that. So don't give up. You got this. Beautiful. Okay. I said I was going to do love as well. This stack of cards is getting too tall. Put it away down there. Good. Okay. I do have the Romance Angels deck here. Let's do another shortcut from this. All right, lots of relationship stuff. How are we going to move forward in our relationships? What did I say? Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Those of you who are spending Valentine's Day, you're not partnered up yet, or maybe you're in a relationship that's not ideal that you need to get out of first, or maybe, I don't know, things are just not going the way you want yet in your love life. Love yourself first. Again, this is that Venus conjunct Neptune, 6 planets in Pisces, this go within and learn to heal whatever it is, whatever the pain, whatever the unworthiness that the abundance angels were talking about, so that you can move forward and so that you can attract a reflection that is worthy of you. I realize these Romance Angels cards are very heterocentric, and I'm sorry for that, but they are so far the best deck that I've been able to find for this topic, and I'm exploring other options as well. But so just see these as divine masculine, divine feminine archetypes, no matter how you identify, and put yourself in whichever role that you identify with, and we'll call that done for this reading. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. The more you love you, the more you can attract someone who is worthy of you. You honestly, if you don't love yourself right now, you don't want to attract somebody who matches for that, who is a match for that. You don't want to attract somebody who says, "Yes, I agree, you're not good enough." And that's what you're energetically saying when you say you're not good enough, is I don't deserve. I don't deserve. And so whatever partner shows up when you're saying that, chances are that relationship's not going to be happy making. They might run you down. They might reflect back to you exactly what you say to yourself all the time. Or there may be other issues that crop up in the relationship to reflect back to you your rightness of your story that you don't deserve. So this is crucial. Beautiful. Let's cut. Wow, it's like they're doing the same progression. Remember, deservingness, and it's safe for you to have abundance. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. It is absolutely safe for you to love. And the starting point of being safe, of feeling safe, is to go into that child space, that womb space, and to feel deserving. To go and deal in whatever way you see fit with the stuff that's making you feel unworthy. That way you can feel safe to go out into the world and possibly reflect with others and play. Play the game of relating. Gorgeous. Maybe this solar eclipse will give you that cosmic reset. And you might, try getting out there and just experimenting with feeling like you might deserve something good. That's great. I love how supportive they're being. Okay. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Yay! And here's the thing. If you get out there and you say, hey, I care about you to someone, and maybe they don't feel the same way back, that can feel really devastating, But think about it. You got to practice these things. Everything takes practice. I used to think when I was a kid that these people who were good at things, like I'd see people on TV who were just really good at playing the piano, or really good at gymnastics, or really good at dance, or figure skating, or whatever it is. And there was something in my little kid brain that thought, oh, these people are just good at that. They just came out of the womb special, and I'm not like that, and therefore I can't be that good at anything, But it's not true. Love, like anything, takes practice. And you want to get out there and play the game, even if you get shot down a couple times. Guess what? It'll turn you into a hero. You'll get started and you'll be the person just on the beginning of the journey going out there and playing the game and trying to learn what you can along your path. And even if you don't have, if you don't find true love right out of the gate, that's no reason to say, oh, well, I'm bad or I won't ever have it. It's training wheels. You got to start somewhere. Definitely get out there and try it a little. And you'll learn what works. You'll learn what doesn't work. You'll learn what you like. You'll learn what you like in a partner and what you don't like. You'll learn maybe what type of family structure that you want. Maybe you're monogamous. Maybe you're not. Maybe you like guys. Maybe you like girls. We don't know. Maybe you like someone in between. Maybe you're non-binary. Maybe you like to love differently than other people. How are you going to know that if you don't get out in there and try it? And with practice, you will get so good and it will feel much safer. The more times you try, the less every single time feels like a make or break situation. And then maybe you'll feel more confident and you'll be more like this hero figure here. Great. And this is true for all relationships. I realize this is a romance deck, but for every endeavor that you want to do, for every hero journey that you want to get started on, again, it's about getting started. It's about taking that first step. And the guides are just letting us know if you could be making the romantic gesture, or you could be taking the first step on your journey towards what you actually want to be. But you've got to take that first step. You've got to get out the door somehow, whatever that means to you, whether it means getting started on that project, making that phone call. Whatever the first step is, it's time. Beautiful. All right. Any of my fellow tarot readers who would like to use my quick cross spread, it originally was a quick cross, or my shortcut process, you are more than welcome to do so. You just need to attribute these spreads to me, Izobel Freeman, and link to my website, www.shinyallthetime.com, and you can find all the attribution information that you can just cut and paste into your video description or into your project at shinyallthetime.com/CC. CC stands for Creative Commons, because I've made all these spreads available through Creative Commons license, so that if you properly attribute them, you may use them. Great. Also, if any of you would like to purchase the decks that I've been using, I do have a resources page at shinyallthetime.com. shinyallthetime.com/resources is its URL. And if you purchase a deck through that page, I I have some Amazon affiliate links there. And if you do purchase a deck through my page, a small percentage does come back to me to help support paying for my website and taking care of little custodial things that help me keep making these videos. And just FYI, you will not pay any more. The price doesn't change. It doesn't go up. But that is a way for you to support me if you enjoy my work. And if you do purchase a deck through my page, I thank you in advance. Okay, we're going to do the Angel Answers card for this reading. Oh, romance. Look at this. Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine coming together to create something beautiful and new. And you can see, I hope you can, this dove of peace being generated between the two, coming together, and this beautiful caduceus of yin and yang energy coming up between them. From their heart centers, which are illuminated, and their hearts sort of meet in the middle here and generate this peace on earth, like heaven. The dove is always the symbol of peace or heaven or the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit comes, and here we are all enlightened. And this doesn't have to be physical romance or actually relating to a romantic partner. This could be the romance with yourself, the romance with whatever it is that you want to create, the romance with your hero journey that you're going on, the romance with the universe, if you're seeking spiritual enlightenment, the joy and the passion that will come from doing what you really, really love. That's what this is about, romance. And this is the theme of this new eclipse, this solar eclipse. Beautiful. I want so much for us all to be able to feel passion and to feel love, no matter how big the differences are between us and how much of an impasse that we seem to see on the surface right now. Again, just like the moon card was saying twice in the last reading, that there's stuff going on behind the surface. Find magic in the little things in life so that you can awaken the spirit of love inside of you, so that you can start renegotiating your life path so that you can work out of passion. It's all about being heart-based and working out of passion, so you get out of this crazy mind anxiety place, and your stuff is coming. And with it, the beautiful spirit of love. This is absolutely Neptune conjunct Pisces, or Neptune conjunct Venus in Pisces, excuse me. But this is where it's all about. What it's all about, my goodness. Okay, I am clearly energetically cached with all of this awesome stuff that's come through. I can't even speak English right now. So that's a wonderful card to encapsulate the beauty of this solar eclipse. And I'm very just stoked to have this energy with us. It's beautiful. Okay, we're going to do our bubbly and fun victory reward dice and figure out how we should celebrate this amazing hero journey we're on and all this deep work that we're doing. Yeah, I'm personally excited for everything that's on this board right now. It is actually my birthday week coming up. I'm an Aquarius, and this solar eclipse in Aquarius is a giant wake-up call and magical mythological event for me. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the world shifts in my own creative journey after this event. Beautiful. I like to use the victory reward dice to just give us a easy, fun, happy way to enjoy, to find the magic in the little things in life. Let's see how we should celebrate. Which dice will it be? I'm closing my eyes. Okay, everyone, do lunch, preferably with someone that you like. Those of you who are in relationships, maybe this is a romantic lunch for Valentine's Day. Those of you who are not yet in relationships the way that you might want to be, or maybe you don't want to be in a relationship, that's valid too. Take yourself to lunch in that case. Go to a place that really makes you feel empowered and comfortable and happy, like you're really getting yours. Oh, or abundant, or loved. Maybe you want to go to a place that reminds you of home, like this wonderful water card here. Yeah, do lunch, reward yourself, celebrate the good work that you're doing, the heroing up, the fact that you're not giving up and you're waiting for your package to arrive. It's on its way. The stuff is coming. As long as you take the first steps right away. Like now is the time to get on this journey, whatever it is, of doing what you really want to do and becoming what you really want to be. And then all signs point to things flowing to you in very real ways. So, and you'll be able to do lunch in really fancy places, maybe, if this abundance thing is what you're aiming for. Great. Make yourself feel wonderful and satisfied and happy. Find magic in the little things in life, like that perfectly balanced meal that tastes just right, or the tiny little dessert that's like amazingly arranged on the plate. Beauty everywhere. Thank you all. I am so excited and grateful that you have joined me for this reading. Please, if you feel inspired, give me a like, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this, and share this video because it's very uplifting. I'm really excited for the solar eclipse. Very excited for the coming 2 weeks. All right. If you would like your own reading, I do have a services page at shinyallthetime.com. It's shinyallthetime.com/services. I have lots of different kinds of readings, so please feel free to order whatever you are interested in off of that page, and I will be happy to serve you. Until next time, get out there, do lunch, and stay shiny, everyone. And I'll see you in my next reading.